Hi there, this is Alex and Michael from the group, and we're just here doing another vlog, this time on the preparation for filming for the band shots, the performance element of the entire music video.
Okay, so basically we split up our whole music video into two parts, narrative and performance.
Yeah.
And we're currently in the middle of editing or finalising editing for the narrative, yeah. And we're going to start filming the performance section. So the first thing we need to do is really find dates when we can film it, and to have like the general sort of idea about what we're going to do with the performance, like where it's going to be set, like the location, costume, props, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the first point was the idea. So we had like conversations between ourselves and just sort of planning, just to think about what we could do for the performance, like whether we have it in a studio or what studio we had it in terms of the school, because we need to film at the school really.
Yeah.
So we thought about where in the school we should have it. So initially we focused on the drama studio.
Yeah.
Because of the spotlights and because it's basically just a big room where we could film it properly and set up everything.
Space.
Exactly, there's no space.
Yeah.
But I had like a really good idea that we should film in the auditorium.
Yeah.
And with a projection of a montage of like apocalyptic images, apocalyptic natural disasters essentially.
Yeah.
So basically I'll talk a little bit about that first, I guess. So what I've done is I've gone onto YouTube, gone into the internet, and found loads of different clips that basically increase in severity, essentially.
Yeah, like there's and I think you did there'd be less and less people.
Chronological, exactly.
Yeah.
So the first clips are like basically just like news reports about something terrible, like a worldwide epidemic of natural disasters happening.
Yeah.
There's like tsunamis, earthquakes, all sorts of different disasters, not just natural, so just chaos going on around the world.
Yeah.
And then as it progresses, you see less and less people, and then you see the stereotypical apocalypse with like people with survivor gear on walking through.
Yeah. You
like,
think you get one clip where people were literally just disappearing?
Yes.
Like they were just slowly being wiped out by something or nothing. You know?
So yeah, exactly. And at the end, we're going to have bleak emptiness.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to work quite well in terms of like music videos. It's going to have a bit of a projection, and it's going to wash over us, and we've got costumes to fit.
Yeah, I think the idea started. The idea as we would be in the auditorium with like the lights on us, but then the projection would just be on the back wall. So there would just be like images of the apocalypse playing behind us. But then it sort of evolved into like basically the costumes that Michael was talking about is like basically just white, plain white t-shirts, and I think we're undecided. Get from Primark. I think we're undecided on the lower half yet, like what.
We're going to wear light trousers.
Oh, exactly. Decided.
Yeah.
So very light trousers, like grey jeans or whatever we can find, as long as it's light. Obviously, it won't matter as much for the drummer because it's going to be hidden behind a massive bass drum. So it started as it would just be behind us, and now the costume that Michael was on about was with these white shirts and light coloured trousers, is because we decided it would also wash over us. So like these white shirts would be like having images of like the apocalypse on them, and so not only on the back wall but also on us. So like so we're basically part of it.
Yeah, it just makes it more integrated. It just makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
You just feel like
it's
having it above.
It's a really interesting idea, I think. And so that's what we chose for that. And obviously, in order to get these shots and get everything set up in the auditorium, we need a stage, and we had to organise that off-site team because we had to give them a date, like a time period that we'd be doing it in.
Which is the 1st February till the 5th. So that would be the Friday, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that essentially we've got a week where we have the stage put up every day after lunch, after school week, sorry,
after school.
and we just go and straight up get all the films.
Just get it all done.
Yeah.
And So yeah, it's going to be like just the stage that you know, one of those take apart stages where it's just plain black on top, and then that'll be in front of like the creamish white wall that is the back of the auditorium.
That worked well for the pictures.
Yeah, exactly. That was why we needed the auditorium as well, because drama. We looked at, like we said, we've mentioned drama before. We actually looked at 3 locations. We had one of the studios of drama, like we said, which has like a screen at the back, but we didn't really want it looking that like it had been set up. We just wanted the images to sort of be there, and not like, you know, we've gotten this screen out, or we've gotten it already, and it's clearly us that is deciding to project these images. So because
it takes away the magic.
Yeah,
you know
and that was also the case with the stage, the actual stage in the assembly hall at our school, which also just to play images just has one of those big white screens that you pull down. We thought, no, we don't want that. But so the auditorium is a bit different. Like they just literally have like a massive white sort of or very light cream wall at the back where they just project images onto. And we thought that's perfect, you know, because we don't want that element of like civilization or industrial stuff. The other two.
I mean, we just want the audience to focus on the montage, the images washing over us, and obviously the band performing.
Yeah,
obviously. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. And to you know, in getting this location, you know, we also needed, because we need proper lighting as well, and so we looked at like the lighting. You know, we went in there and looked around and looked at what would be good, what we maybe need to sort out, and so we looked at the back, and the projector in the auditorium is actually up in I don't know what you call it, one of those rooms, a projector room, a bay or something. But you know what they used to have at cinemas, you know, what they have at cinemas, you know, one of those big raised up rooms at the back where the projector,
control room.
The control, yeah, like a control room. I'll have to look up the definition of that. But basically, it has exactly one of those. So what we needed to do was actually go and look in there and see where the projector was, if it could be moved around at all, if we needed it to be, and we think it can. Like it can probably, if you just gave it a bit of a push.
Just tip it up.
Just tip it. And so we also needed a guy to do all that, like the lighting and the projectors, you know, while we were in there. And so for that role, we chose our friend of ours, who
reliable.
Yeah, very reliable. He's done some of the performances in drama, like theatre and stuff. And so we now have a lighting guy. So we've got a location organised, a lighting organised, and then there's just the equipment.
And essentially, what we needed to do is obviously recreate the band's equipment from real life.
Yeah.
So we needed a drum kit, we needed 2 guitars, or we're just going to get 1 guitar and bass.
Yeah.
Because the guitar would, I know that in real life there's like a soloist.
Yeah.
And rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
Players, but for the purposes of the music video,
yeah.
The guy, it's not practical to have both because it doesn't really work in terms of like the
and also for our own
stuff.
Practicality, because there's only 4 of us.
Yeah, exactly.
There, so.
And obviously we have a singer.
Yeah.
And the most important thing about this, as well as getting the actual people cast sorted, which obviously we've got, it's just ourselves, with Nathan being, he's not here, being the singer.
Yeah.
Me and you will be the guitarist, and drummer, and Jay, who's never here, will be the guitarist as well.
Yeah, but he's promised to turn up for the performance shots.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the actual equipment though, obviously Alex is a drummer, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you have a drum kit.
Yeah.
And we just transport it to school.
Yeah.
You know, just a car for the days. You know, just organisation.
Yep. Easy.
With the guitars.
Jay's handling that.
Yeah. Jay's brother He's a bassist, isn't he?
He's a guitarist, but he owns a bass.
Oh, right, okay. So again, he can just bring that.
Yeah.
And obviously the shoulder straps and the I forgot what the name is now for the picks.
For the pick.
The picks.
Yeah.
And the wires just to make it look authentic.
Well, like for an electric guitar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, they both can be electric.
Yeah. Right. No, yeah.
Yeah.
And an amp.
Yeah. All of that stuff to make it.
Also need the mic.
The mic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what I was going to say is that we went to music, didn't we?
Yeah, we went to the
police department in the school, and they're willing to lend us a guitar for my use personally.
Yeah.
So then we both got the guitar sorted. Obviously, we have to get the equipment as well to make it look real. And then again, there's microphones and stands that I've seen other people use because I helped out with Connor, who's going to hopefully help us with this.
Yeah.
Because I helped with their group's performance filming for a bit.
Yeah.
And they have the mic and the stand, so we can just use it and then we'll get it from them when we need to. So yeah, but in terms of equipment, it's basically sorted. We just need to bring everything there and get it ready when we're about to film.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Well, obviously, in terms of sorting out the props that we need, we've pretty much not got many props that we would need to use, have we?
Well, yeah. Well, the only props that will be required
Is the equipment.
It's just the equipment which we just talked about.
Yeah.
And we've organised
Shot
some
list
costumes.
obviously would be. I mean, it's not a prop, but it's something we need to bring.
Well, yeah. The shot list is something we're working on. I mean, the initial ideas for the shots were included in the the
Initial shot
the
list.
in-depth. I think I called it on my blog.
Yeah.
The in-depth shot list, and that was just like that more focused. Like we went into more detail on the narrative shots, and then we just sort of put a sort of gist of the band shots in between. Where they would be, what we would be doing.
But we did put like a specific number of different sort of shots.
Oh yeah,
for each
no.
person,
We timed how long it would take for each shot and where it would fit in the music video. Like the first section, I think we've got pretty much a shot a second in the first 20 seconds of the video.
We're definitely going to have to do this because I think personally I'm realising it more as I go through the project that you need more shots than what you think, because you watch any sort of music video and especially the parts where we're going to be performing is the parts where it's heavier, as David was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when it's intense, you have lots of different shots and lots of different cuts. And although we might have a certain amount of shots, we definitely need to cut in between them, I think.
Yeah.
Because it just looks better if there's more cutting between. Obviously, you can have different. It doesn't have to be like half a second a shot because that's very static and it's very. There's no room for any sort of nuance in that.
Well, yeah. No,
Whereas, and it just feels sort of boring almost.
Well,
if it's regular.
Yeah.
But if you have like sort of 4-second shot of
Yeah.
the singer in like a pan,
Yeah.
and then you have 3 short shots in a row to emphasise the beat or something. That's what it needs to be.
Because and also like if it was half a second a beat, like what would you see within that? Because half a second goes by like that. So we were thinking, well, it's got to be fast, but it's got to be understandable, and that's why, like I think we talked about this. I don't know whether we have actually. We mentioned this maybe in the last vlog we did on editing, but like the narrative sections are more there for when the song is not heavy.
Yeah,
it's,
we mentioned that.
Yeah, like it's sort of just to break up a bit. But when it goes back to the guitar shredding, the singers going absolutely mad on the mic, we're basically using those shots when we get to the heavy parts of the song, like the chorus and the guitar solo, and then when it goes into the sort of less heavy, sort of more mellow verses, that's when we're doing performance shots. And that's our plan, basically.
The shooting for the actual performance is actually quite important as well. Again, clearly another thing we need to organise is the bringing of the equipment in terms of camera, tripod.
Oh yeah.
We've got for quite a lot of shots we wanted crab shots, which for example the drummer and the guitar.
We need a moving tripod.
Yeah, so we need a moving tripod. So I asked our teacher if we
Yeah.
could borrow it
Yeah.
for that week, and it's fine. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead. So we just need to make sure, obviously, the camera's fully charged.
Yeah.
We've got SD cards in the space.
You're going to need a lot of SD cards.
Yeah.
At the rate that we've been going through.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that's quite important, just to remember, pretty much, because with the dates, we have 5 dates on that week, as we said, that we've organised with site and people to bring it in and set it up. So because it's quite a lot of people involved,
Yeah.
we really have to do it on those days and make sure everything's perfect to
Yeah.
film on those days.
I mean, we can allow ourselves like about a couple of hours each day, won't it be? Or how?
Oh, it should be about 3 hours.
Three
filming each
hours
day.
we'll be spending each
Hopefully.
day. I hope not, yeah, if everything goes to plan. About 3 hours each day. I mean, I might have some trouble on the Tuesday because of like my own schedule. It's like I've always got something on Tuesday, but I might be able to cancel just for that week.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
you know,
I think it's important to
like,
just
because
get it free.
you know, like these are the problems we're having. We all have our own personal lives that we need to, that you know, we obviously need to work something out so that we can get these shots done because it's absolutely essential. Because this is when we've arranged the room for. This is how long we've arranged it for, and it's basically needs to be done by the time. So
We need to edit quickly as
yeah.
well, because if we find out we've done a shot that's not up to standard,
Yeah.
we need to edit it the next day
Yeah.
and then get refilming it. And
Yeah.
obviously we need to do the focus correctly on the cameras and make sure every shot is steady and level, and all these sorts of things that you would just normally do
Yeah.
in filming.
Exactly, and that's why we're allowing ourselves about 3 hours each day because you know 3 times 5 that's 15. That's 15 hours. We're going to be, you know, probably won't have that much in footage. We'll probably
Yeah.
maybe have about 12 hours, but 12 hours of footage for a 4-minute video, and that's only going to be on for about half a minute. So that's 12 hours for 2 minutes, and we need to be getting the absolute best shots within that time.
Yeah, I think there's another couple important things to mention.
Yeah.
With the first being that we obviously need to bring a laptop or a phone or whatever
Yeah.
with the song on so we
Yeah.
can play it, because
And so we can play along or
Yeah.
do our best because some of us, you know, not all of us not actually know the instrument that we've been assigned. Like, you know, singing in drums are straightforward, you know, you hit a bunch, and I'm also a drummer myself, so.
and I'm not a guitarist,
Yeah,
so it's going to be difficult. for me.
Michael's not a guitarist, and I don't think either is Jay.
No.
I think it's his brother that's a guitar, but hopefully Jay might have learned a couple things over the years. Well, we never
We'll
know.
do our best.
Yeah, we'll all do our best.
What I'm going to do is look up the song on YouTube
Yeah.
and then just
Get it
try
on.
and like learn how to do it
Yeah.
in sort of a roundabout way.
Look at
I mean,
it
as long as we make it, we edit it properly so that it looks like we're playing properly and stuff,
Yeah.
then it's good. And we will obviously try and play properly.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously we need to bring, as I said, the phone to play the music on. Our singer himself will obviously have to learn the lyrics for the song
Yeah.
and be able to lip sync. So we're going to have to do a couple of lip sync tasks, and obviously
Yeah.
on our blogs we're going to do a couple of posts.
Yeah.
But we might do a vlog on lip syncing as well and what we did.
What we make.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
what is show us what you learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. He obviously needs to learn the lyrics, and we're going to have a couple like trials of editing to the song and lip syncing it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. That was the filming preparation for the performance shots. We'll see you next time.